My name is Kandice and I'm a 47 Skin customer. I started getting a lot of blemishes and dark spots when I was probably around 15. That's when I had a lot of skin issues happening at the same time. And it was really frustrating because, I just wanted to get rid of what was happening on my skin, but there was just no answer. I couldn't find an answer to the issue. And with that just led to more stress and just led to more anxiety. So I was trying to find solutions. I would do DIY, treatments at home, which I think didn't help the situation. But I think in a state when you're so desperate to find a solution to your problem, you just try anything. It didn't work for me, but I didn't stop. It was like a trial and error type of thing where I'd try different products. And a lot of time, the products didn't really work in my favor, and it just kind of brought me back to square one. It's been a long journey. It's been over 10 years for me to find a solution to help with my blemishes. I'm just glad that I have been able to find something to help that. I've tried a lot of things, but I think the worst thing that I've done was the TCA pill, which is a very high strength chemical pill that you shouldn't really do without any medical advice or assistance. But because I was so focused on the results, I was I don't care. I just want to see results. And then the other thing that I did was a lot of lemon juice type of scrubs, lemon, sugar, and honey, which doesn't seem as bad, but I think because of the lemon, it was too acidic for my skin. And then that led to a lot of skin sensitivity issues. So going out in the sun without sunscreen was a no-go. But I didn't know that because I just was focused on improving my blemishes. So my skin at its worst felt very rough. It felt very bumpy, and it wasn't a pretty sight. It was really hard to manage. It's not nice washing your face in the morning and then feeling all these bumps and not knowing how to quickly get rid of it. It wasn't a nice feeling. And then on top of that, having to go into school when I was younger with all of those bumpy spots, it was just not a nice feeling. I would say it felt like crocodile skin. That's what my mum said to me. She's like, your skin looks like crocodile skin. Yeah, it was that bad. When I started getting the blemishes, around 15, I thought that I'd be able to fix it really quickly. So when I would try different products, I would get excited because you'd see results online. So you'd think, oh, okay, this is gonna clear my blemishes and I'll go back to having clear skin. I'd try products, I'd see results, and then I would go back to having spots. So over time, I kind of just lost a lot of confidence in trying new products because I just thought, well, the same thing is gonna happen. I'll see a little bit of improvement and then it'll go back to where I've started. When my friends would suggest products for me to try, I would shut it down because I had the assumption that, it wasn't gonna work for me. So naturally, I just became a bit put off wanting to try new things or putting my confidence into brands and products that I haven't heard of or that I didn't trust. In terms of my mental well-being, I lost a lot of confidence, not only in my appearance, but in myself. I'm glad that I've now found something that's helped to improve my skin, but also helped to improve my confidence. People were very helpful. My friends would also suggest loads of products for me to use, which was kind of them. But because they have clear skin, it felt like they didn't understand the frustration. It's just a product for them. But for me, I put a lot of trust into this product. Having a bad skin day is the worst. And it's the worst because it's not just about the skin, it's about how I feel. It's about the anxiety, walking out with no makeup, but knowing people are staring at your blemishes, or the fact that I would feel uncomfortable not wearing makeup during the summer. I didn't feel confident enough to not wear makeup. I would always carry foundation with me, just because I wanted to kind of like correct all my blemishes and dark marks, like regardless of where I was. It didn't help my skin. In fact, it probably congested my skin even more. And ultimately, I think it kind of just contributed to that feeling of anger and frustration and just hopelessness. It got to a point where I was very self-conscious and like staying over at my boyfriend's house, even waking up in the morning, I would put on makeup before he would wake up just so that I was comfortable with how I looked. But that's when I realized that was a really low point. Like, I should be able to feel comfortable and confident in my skin, but I didn't feel that at the time. I think that's when I realized like how much it had affected my confidence and how much I really wanted to fix this problem. I found 47 Skin online when I was researching how to get rid of blemishes, and I came across the anti-blemish serum. The reason why I loved it was because of the ingredients that they had in it. I thought, well, I've never heard of this. So I was keen to try it, and I'm glad that I did. I'm glad that I gave it a go. When I first used the anti-blemish serum, I really liked the consistency of the product because it didn't feel too like thick on my skin. It was like a cooling sensation, and anyone who has like skin issues understands how important it is to not trigger your skin. When I first started using it, I noticed that my skin was a lot calmer. With blemishes, it takes a while to see improvement and you have to be really patient. I think within like the first 4 weeks, I'd seen an improvement in the appearance of my blemishes. Skin confidence means that I can walk outside without using makeup to cover or to hide behind, and still feel beautiful and feel just happy within my skin. When my friends had seen the improvement in my skin, they showered me with compliments, but it was really nice to receive those compliments because it was like finally I'd found a solution, and finally like I'd seen these results. So like my skin looked a lot better, and my confidence just started to improve a lot more. So what I would say to somebody who's suffering with any skin issues is that you don't need to stress, because you will find a solution, and the spots will go, the blemishes will go, but it does take patience and it does take some consistency in order to see results.